Donald Trump's recent comments at the United Nations General Assembly, where he suggested that NATO should shoot down Russian jets violating Allied airspace, mark yet another escalation in the rhetoric surrounding the ongoing tensions between Russia and the West. His remarks came during a meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, underscoring the high stakes of the Russia-Ukraine conflict and NATO's precarious balancing act. The former president's words carry weight not only because of his stature as a past U.S. leader, but also because of his potential return to the White House, which adds an element of uncertainty to global geopolitics. By explicitly stating that NATO members should take direct military action against Russian violations, Trump highlights a growing impatience with Moscow's repeated incursions, such as the recent incident involving Russian MiG-31 jets allegedly violating Estonian airspace for over 10 minutes. These breaches, while often brushed aside diplomatically, represent testing of NATO's resolve and the credibility of its collective defense commitments. Trump's hardline stance is consistent with his history of calling out NATO countries for not doing enough in their own defense and relying too heavily on American protection. His warning that the world is going to hell at the UN can be read both as a critique of current international leadership and as an alarmist framing to stress the urgency of action. Yet, while his statement resonates with those advocating stronger deterrence against Russia, it also raises profound risks. Shooting down Russian aircraft, even if they are clearly violating NATO airspace, could rapidly escalate into direct military confrontation between NATO and Russia, a scenario fraught with the danger of sparking a much wider war. The ambiguity in Trump's follow-up comment, saying U.S. support would depend on the circumstance, reflects the difficulty of drawing hard red lines in such volatile situations. On one hand, firm enforcement of NATO's sovereignty is crucial to maintaining credibility and deterring further Russian adventurism. On the other hand, the consequences of even a single downed jet could trigger a spiral of retaliations. This duality underscores the broader dilemma facing NATO: how to demonstrate strength without provoking uncontrollable escalation. Trump's remarks also reveal his political strategy, appealing to his base by portraying himself as tougher and more decisive than current leadership, while at the same time keeping his stance flexible enough to avoid committing to automatic U.S. involvement. For allies, however, this ambiguity is unsettling, as it raises doubts about the consistency of American backing in a crisis. For adversaries, it may either deter further provocations or encourage more probing to test the alliance's response. Ultimately, Trump's comments bring into sharp relief the fragile balance that defines today's geopolitical landscape. Deterrence must be credible but measured. Warnings must be firm but not reckless, and leadership must walk the line between demonstrating resolve and avoiding the catastrophe of miscalculation. His words, while grabbing headlines, may force NATO to confront the uncomfortable reality that continued Russian provocations cannot be met with mere diplomacy forever, yet the cost of decisive military action could be far greater than the world is prepared to pay.